something that tells a story. And how do you practice those crucial openings? One of the ways is by the joke master at the Toastmasters meeting. Keith and I were at BJ's Sports Bar a couple weeks ago. In fact, we were there for the All-Star game. One of our favorite haunts. They have great burgers, they have their own microbrewery, and they have big screen TVs, which, since we have no cable right now, is a real draw. So the night of the All-Star game, we were sitting back enjoying our little brewskis and we actually had a pizza, and watching the game, enjoying the guys sitting at the bar, the real sports fanatics. And in came a guy with a dog. Now, a little unusual. You don't expect to see that at a sports bar. And the guy said, "This dog is like a human being. In fact, he can even talk." Hostesses were won over by this cute little scruffy little dog and the guy. So he moseyed over to the bar and he told the sports dudes that his dog could talk. Asked them if they'd buy him around if he proved it. And the guy said, "Sure, okay." So the man turned to his little scruffy little Benji type dog and said, "Odie, what's on top of the building?" The dog said, "Roof." The guy laughed and said, "Not quite convinced. Have him do something else." The guy scratched his head and said, "Well, sure. What's on the outside of a tree, Odie?" The dog went, "Bark, bark." Keith is edging closer and closer. This is his cup of tea. The sports dudes weren't very impressed, and the bartender's getting a little edgy, ready to call for the bouncer, and the guy said, "No, he really can talk, he really can talk. Tell him who's the greatest baseball player of all time." The dog scratched his ear for a second, and then he said, "Roof." Well, needless to say, he was thrown out. And Keith followed to make sure the dog was okay. He came back in about 5 minutes later and said, "Darndest thing happened. When they got outside, the dog said, 'We're in Texas. Should I have said Hamilton?'" And on that note, I have set up for table topics, which is my next meeting. Impromptu speaking is probably one of the hardest skills to get good at, because you never know you're on the spot till you're on the spot.